Debbie Wasserman-Schultz from Florida with us. I'll ask an open-ended question. What is the bigger threat to America right now, American values, American life? Islamophobia or jihad?
I think we have to focus, quite frankly, on, if we're worried about the threat to American values, on the person who's in the White House. I mean, we have a president.
Oh, come on. Really?
No,
is that where we're going? Come on.
Yeah, I'm going there because we have a president who has completely undermined our democracy, who has.
So you don't see jihad. You don't see this as a problem.
What I don't see is it as a single lens problem. We have a president who has been determined to undermine our constitutional principles, to degrade our democracy, to divide instead of unite us. The responsibility of
I have to say, Congressman, you know how much I admire you, and I always appreciate you being willing to come on and discuss things. But we booked you to talk about anti-Semitism and Islamophobia in America. So I'm asking the question
about Islamophobia.
No, those on the left right now, members of Congress. Okay, Bernie Sanders and AOC today. The normalization and acceptance of Islamophobia in politics is disgusting. Our Muslim neighbors are not Republican scapegoats for anti-Semitic attacks and Trump's failed policies. How Trump's policies laid. Hold on, Bernie Sanders. We must stand together and end anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, and all hate, no exceptions. Mamdani. 1 million Muslims live in New York City. We belong there, as does every other New Yorker. Vile Islamophobia from the councilwoman has no place in our city. What did the councilwoman say? We need to take very seriously the need to begin the expulsion of Muslims from Western nations. Again, Democrats do not seem all that concerned right now about the threat from jihad.
Leland, you are reframing the question now more appropriately, because I am here to talk about anti-Semitism and the kind of anti-Semitism that is inundating Jewish communities.
Is this about anti-Semitism, or is this expanded beyond that to a threat against America?
Right now, Jews worldwide are feeling incredibly threatened. I mean, when you have two shooters who open fire for 11 minutes on a community celebrating Hanukkah on the first night, and the police have not arrived there, it shows you that this was a community that was comfortable living in the open, living an authentic Jewish life. And it shows you that in Australia, you have a leadership who, despite repeated calls for help from the Jewish community because of the violent anti-Semitism that has occurred there, and they have been ignored. And what we have to do, it's insulting, honestly, when any reflexive response to attacks on the Jewish community is to, do to both sides it. I am concerned about anti-Semitism, whether it comes from Islamic extremists or white nationalists or the left or the right.
The people killing Jews right now, though, around the world.
Okay, but no. The Tree of Life shooting, that was not, and that was the largest at the time killing of Jews, since the Holocaust, and 11 Jews, and that was an anti-Semitic white guy.
We can all agree that the overwhelming threat to Jews right now in the world comes from Islamic terrorism. From October 7th.
No. What we can agree on is that there is overwhelming anti-Semitism, and that young people are growing up in this country. Many young white men are growing up in this country who believe that Jews are the problem for everything. And you've got to no. Leland, as a member of the Jewish community, I really ask you to let me finish my...
One as well, but
yes,
go ahead.
I get it, but let me finish my sentence. It is absolutely unacceptable to just oversimplify the problem with anti-Semitism right now and paint it with a broad brush and say, you know what, if we just deal with radical Islam, then Jews are going to be fine. No, we have a president of the United States who supports white nationalism, who has he had dinner with Nick.
I'm thinking about who is marching. But who is marching?
Is minimizing Tucker Carlson's anti-Semitism.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.